Hey everyone, welcome to Hook Around and Find Out, the sort of mini-series where we just chill and chat about all things crochet, and who knows, maybe someday we'll chat about things that aren't crochet as well. But today, normally I like to do a little bit of crochet while I'm having a chat with you guys here, but today I'm going to do a little bit of editing instead, because I will need to get that done for Friday's video. But today's topic sort of centers around crochet community. So the first thing is sort of asking you guys a favor. I thought I'd put my feelers out there and sort of get a sense for who would be interested in this idea that I'm going to mention in a minute. And then after that, I thought I would discuss something that's been sort of percolating in the back of my mind for the last few months, pretty much since around the time that I first started thinking about my hookup idea, and that was to try and develop some more community themed crochet projects. I'll go into more detail in a moment, but yeah, that's what I want to talk about today. So back to my first point, which was, maybe editing and talking at the same time isn't a great idea. I'm going to get distracted very easily. But back to my first idea, and that was, I think I've mentioned in a couple of videos at this point that I'm currently working on a rather big series. I've been working on it for a long time, but it is crunch time now. This week, it's Monday today, and for the rest of the week I plan to, start filming. I've got a lot of that to do, and then there's going to be a whole heap of editing. I've probably got another month or so until this series is released, and there's so much that I've got to do. I don't know how I've been planning this for a year and I still feel like I don't have enough time, but that's how I currently feel. Anyway, let's not worry about my poor time management skills. What I want to sort of do or ask you guys is if any of you would be perhaps interested in participating in one of these videos, and there's no real time commitment. All I would need you to do is send me, or perhaps you could upload it into the Discord, some video footage, not much, just I'd say around 10 seconds max, of you crocheting whatever. And if you're not someone who is comfortable, appearing on camera, you don't want your face out there, it doesn't have to be like a full headshot of you. It could just be, your hands crocheting. It could be maybe an over-the-shoulder view, or even, a view from behind you. I'd like to give some more details, but I fear that if I do that, I'm going to give the game away, and I don't want to do that just yet. I might even make a follow-up video to this soonish, just to sort of explain in more depth what I mean, but again, without giving too many details away. But yeah, basically at this stage, I just want to see what the response is, how many of you would be interested, just sharing a little bit of footage of, yourself or your hands crocheting. Even if you wanted to send in a little bit of footage of a finished project, that would be fine, just so I can use it in this specific video, because I would absolutely love in this video to be able to share as many creators' work as I can, because it would make sense in context. I can't explain what that context is right now, but just trust me, it would make sense. So if you're at all interested, please let me know down in the comments, and I'll see what the response is. And I may make a new channel in the Discord where if you would like to participate, you can upload, as I said, a 10-second or so video in that channel, and I'll be able to use it in the video. If you do that, please make sure you include your name, whatever name you're comfortable, using on the internet. Make sure you include your name so I can then include that in the video and credit you for your contribution. But yeah, I'll probably make a follow-up video to this one in maybe a week or so, just again to give you a little bit more detail. But like I said, I don't want to share too much at this stage. Mostly at this point, I'm trying to get a feel for how many people would be interested. It would be nice to get, quite a few. Again, that context would work well in context, but I'll just wait and see what happens. That was the first thing that I wanted to talk about, or sort of ask you guys and see what your opinions were. But for the rest of the video, I sort of want your opinions on this too. But I've been thinking about doing more projects that have sort of a community element where, you know, anyone who wants to can join in. I know a lot of channels do pals out there, so I was thinking of doing something similar to that, but somehow, and I don't know how yet, I haven't come up with the idea, but somehow make them a little bit more inclusive for people who have, you know, chronic illness, chronic pain. They just find it hard to keep up with regular CALs sometimes. And I mean, it's not even necessarily for people who have those or similar issues. Sometimes just finding time to crochet itself can be its own issue. So for anyone who finds some CALs just a bit too fast paced, I was thinking of doing something a little bit slower so more people might be able to keep up with it. That was one idea I had. And again, I'm not sure how I'd structure it at this point, but if you have any suggestions, you know where to put those. In addition to that, a more specific idea I had was to create games or even reuse some of the ones I've done, like Frogs and Chains or Crochet Bingo, and try and play them as a community. Again, I'm not 100% sure on how that would work at this stage, but it's something that we could workshop and try and figure out how to go about it. My current frontrunner idea is to do something similar to the Franken pattern, you know, like Complicated Knots and I do in our collabs, or at least we've done it in some of our collabs. And it was essentially anyone who would like to participate in this, you know, Franken pattern version would design a crochet piece or pieces, as many as you like. We might settle on a round or row limit, so we're not getting pieces that are too large. But then you would take your piece and don't label it. So for example, if you made a head, don't label it head, maybe just label it with your username and call it piece 1 or piece A or something. But then you would post that in Discord, and if this idea comes to fruition, I will make another channel for, you know, these specific games as well. But you would post it in Discord, and we might collect patterns for, let's say, a month. We'll settle on a month. So for a month, anyone who wants to participate can post their little pattern pieces in the Discord channel, and then at the end of that month, if you would like to participate, you just pick out 6 random pieces, crochet them, and then we'll all try and put our pieces together. I thought that could be a fun community thing to do. I would make a video out of it. I would choose my 6 random pieces. And I know a lot of you out there have your own YouTube channel, so if you would like to make your own videos on it, you are more than welcome to do that as well. And yeah, I think that'd be a good time. I know I would enjoy doing that. So once more, let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Would you like to participate in something like that? It wouldn't have yarn fluff stuck to my lip balm. And of course, it wouldn't be a requirement that you had to make a video or any sort of social media content if you participate in this challenge. You can just do it for your own personal enjoyment if you want. And there's no pressure. You don't have to finish it. You don't have to do 6 pieces. You could do more. You could do less. And you can still participate if you want to, even if you don't contribute to the patterns. I don't really like putting too many limitations or other things like that on my crochet games. I think it makes them less fun that way. You can have your specific rules, but outside of that, yeah, too many limitations, I think it just ruins it a little bit sometimes. So that was kind of my first idea for some sort of, you know, community game we could play. Other than that, I was just sort of thinking of recycling ones that I've already done, such as Frogs and Chains. I don't know how I'd set this up, but we might be able to play Frogs and Chains as a community. Same with Crochet Bingo. I could make a bingo card, and anyone who wants to participate can do that. Maybe one day we could even do that on a live stream. I'd have to get set up a bit better first, and I'd have to work up the confidence to do a live stream, because I'm going to be honest with you all, the thought of doing a live stream, it kind of terrifies me. It might seem strange saying this on a video where I'm talking a lot, but I am not much of a talker. I am very much an introvert, and talking a lot does not come naturally to me at all. If you ever saw any of the raw footage from any of my videos, you will know that, because I have to do about, I don't know, 30 takes for every sentence that I say. But I think I'm getting a little bit better at it, and honestly doing this has kind of helped. So maybe one day we can do a live stream. And also it might not be so bad if I have like people to bounce off of. You know, like if you guys are in the chat, I can actually respond to you. I don't have to think of things to say off the top of my head. Yeah, the thought of live streaming, it's both something that I would like to do, but something that scares the shit out of me at the same time. But maybe one day, because I think some games, they would just work better in that context, in a live stream context, because we could play bingo live. And I think that would be easier than trying to coordinate over, say, Discord, for example. But that's a future hurdle I have to get over, a mountain that I have to climb, my white whale. But we might get there one day. So that was idea number 2. And for idea number 3, I've honestly been debating whether or not I should even bring it up, because it's one of those things that I would like to do in theory. I think it's really cool in theory, but I'm not sure how comfortable I am with it in reality. But it involves, hang on, I've got to go and get this. It involves this. I don't know why I'm putting these back on. I've done literally 0 editing. I imported the videos into my video editor, but that's literally it. So anyway, my idea involves this huge ass piece of styrofoam. I had to buy some new furniture a while ago, and it came packed in like styrofoam. I have heaps of this stuff now, and I don't really like throwing it out. I just don't like the idea of it going into landfill. So of course I hoarded it to use in a craft project. Up until recently, I had no idea what that craft project was going to be. However, 3 AM the other night, my brain was like, here's an idea. And granted, I think it was a pretty good idea. I just wish it hadn't come to me at 3 AM. But my idea was to sort of turn this thing into like a fossil on a background. I really like to make a mossy, ferny, fungi-ish background. Sort of something that fits, well, you can't see it at the moment because it's being blocked by styrofoam, but sort of the theme of what I've already got going on over here. Then on top of that background, I would crochet like a dinosaur fossil. I think that would look amazing if I could get it to work. But obviously that's a huge project. And I have seen like other creators who have set up PO boxes and have done projects with their community, like people have sent stuff in and like the creators have used that to make a project. And I like this idea in theory, and I need to set up a PO box anyway for like other reasons, so I'd have one available. But on the other hand, I kind of hesitate because I don't know how comfortable I feel saying to people, you know, hey, send me stuff. Obviously, I can't force anyone to do that. My Jedi mind powers haven't manifested yet, no matter how hard I've been practicing. It's one of those things that I'm really on the fence about. I think it could be fun, but yeah, do I ask people to do that? I don't know. But that's another idea I sort of had. Let me know what you think about it. As I said, I'm kind of on the fence about that one. I think it would be cool to have like a big community board, but I don't know. So let me know your thoughts. If anyone is interested, I can put the PO box information like down in the description. As I said, I need to set one up anyway, just for other stuff I've got going on. I mean, I can certainly do it myself. It's just going to take a long time because that is, as I said, one big ass piece of styrofoam, and my moss wall took me long enough and used up so much yarn, so I don't even want to begin to imagine how much yarn that would use. And again, that's just the background. That's not even taking into consideration the dinosaur fossil that I would like to make, because I probably wouldn't just crochet that. I would need to use something to give it structure, whether that was wire, or maybe I could make a base out of foam first. I don't know, but I don't have to have ideas set in stone. Was that a fossil pun? I think that might have been an accidental fossil pun. Good job, Lee. I don't have to have the idea set in stone right now. I've got plenty of time to think about it. So let me know your thoughts. Would you be interested in doing something like that? So with that, I think I've covered all the topics I wanted to in this video. As I said, it was more, my thoughts have been circling around like more community projects recently. If we do end up doing something, it won't be until after this big series is complete, so probably in a month and a half or so, even a little bit longer, depending on setup and all that sort of thing. I'd be really interested to hear all your thoughts. What do you think about all these proposals? And if you have any suggestions of your own, leave them down in the comments. Maybe you have an idea for a community project that we can all do together, that we can all participate in. Just bear in mind that I'm really trying to keep things laid back and casual, so there's no stress, there's no pressure. Everyone can sort of go at their own pace. That's my aim for these community projects. Actually, no, before we go, there was one other idea I had for like a community project, and that was that we all sort of contribute like granny square patterns. Either you design your own, or if you recommend a pattern, preferably a free pattern. But I thought we could center the granny squares around a particular theme. So we could have a theme of like into the woods or under the sea, or I don't know, spooky season, something like that. We have a particular theme and we create granny squares around that theme, and then we can make a project with them. Whatever we want. We can make bags, we can make jumpers or sweaters, cardigans. Yeah, that was it. So basically a granny square project centered around one theme. Bit light on the details, that one, but it was just another idea I had. So again, let me know your thoughts. Thank you all for watching this video. I'm really glad you guys are enjoying this more laid back series. I am definitely enjoying making it. So thank you for the positive feedback. Thank you again for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Share it if you think it's worth sharing. And I will see you all on Friday with my next video.